You gonna get some lunch?
Yeah, probably.
I cooked that for you.
Thank you.
That big old pot of pasta.
Thank you so much.
The brownies are mine though.
Wait, what?
The brownies are mine.
Oh,
You touch my brownies, I'll hurt you. You have ice cream.
that's almost gone.
I just bought that. It's a gallon tub of ice cream.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, it's Lindey. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of Frequently Asked Fridays. So as you can clearly see, I am out of my office today and in my kitchen because multitasking, that's why. So Benjamin is at school, but my teenager is home doing remote learning today, which means I am going to make him some lunch and bake some brownies. The pasta's for him and the brownies are for me. Yeah, I want brownies, so what's it to you? But I figured this stuff is so easy for me to make, I might as well film my Frequently Asked Friday video while I do it all, because who doesn't love talking about reselling while they cook? Just me? So if you are brand new to my channel, every other Friday I post a Frequently Asked Friday video to this series. I will make sure to link the entire playlist down in the video description. I will also pin it to the top pinned comment down in the comment section. This video series is all about answering all of your questions and filling these videos with as much information as possible. It's kind of like a Q&A, but a little bit different. The reason why it's different is because of my partnership with Wholesale Ninjas for this video series. Because of this partnership that I have with Wholesale Ninjas, every single episode, they give away a 100 count liquidation lot to one of my viewers who asks a question. This is episode number 13, which means we've already had 12 winners of the series so far. So stay tuned to the end to find out if you are our 13th winner. And if you want a chance to win on episode 14, let me tell you what you need to do to enter to win. All you have to do is ask me a question. Down in the comment section, just ask me a question, but make sure to start it with 5 question marks because that is going to indicate entry into the giveaway. But remember to keep it fair. You can ask as many questions as you want to be featured on the next episode, but only one of those questions can have the 5 question marks indicating entry into the giveaway. Now, before I get started cooking and before I start getting into all of your questions from the last episode, let me tell you a little bit about Wholesale Ninjas, since they are the ones that are kind enough to partner with me for this video series and give away a free box of inventory every single episode. So I actually found Wholesale Ninjas myself about 1.5 years ago. A lot of you guys think that Wholesale Ninjas found me. Nope, I actually found them. When I did my switch from selling clothing to health and beauty liquidation, I was just doing basic Google searches, trying to find a reputable company to start sourcing with, and I stumbled upon Wholesale Ninjas purely by chance, looked at their website. I was really intrigued with everything that they had. I was really starting to see that liquidation companies, when it came to HBA, which is health and beauty, what I like to sell, it was really hit or miss. They always had a really inconsistent supply, but it looked to be on the Wholesale Ninjas website that health and beauty was actually something that they regularly had and even specialized in. So I ordered a few test lots just to kind of see what their quality control was like, what their customer service was like, which is basically what you have to do whenever you're trying out any kind of company that you're purchasing merchandise from. And I could not believe what I got from them. The quality and the type of items was just so much better than any other liquidation company that I had bought from up to that point. I was so impressed that I reached out to them and I asked them for a coupon code for my viewers, and I have been partnering with them ever since. As I mentioned, I do have an active coupon code. The code is Lindey25 and it gets you $25 off of anything on the Wholesale Ninjas website. But if you want a chance to win a free box of inventory to try them out, just go down and ask me a question to be featured on the next episode. Okay, so I need to get started cooking because my teenager is gonna come downstairs here pretty soon looking for some food. I wanna have it ready to go for him, so I'm gonna get started with the questions and get to cooking. Nicole Alexandra Beauty asks, when I ship jeans, I usually do flat rate envelope because it's right in the middle of the price for the buyer paid shipping based on weight. Is there a way to give multiple shipping options if the buyer lives nearby and would be cheaper to ship by weight? Just began eBay in January. Thanks so much. brand new to reselling. How are you liking it so far? You're loving it, right? I'm telling you, that first time you get a sale and you realize you made profit, hooked instantly. You may or may not know, since you just started reselling in January, but I actually used to have an entire eBay store completely dedicated to selling jeans. I was known as the Jean Queen, not self-proclaimed, by the way. Y'all gave me that title. And all I did was ship jeans, and I always shipped them in a flat rate envelope. The reason why I'm telling you this is because in my experience, I sold jeans for years, and there was never, ever, ever a cheaper option than that flat rate envelope. Water's boiling. Time. Ooh, ah! Make it salty like the sea, as Anne Burrell says. Yes, I'm making 2 packages of pasta because he will eat 1 package in 1 sitting. Teenage boys. Where was I? So even if I were to ship a pair of jeans to someone in the same state, it was still more expensive than just putting it into a flat rate envelope. In my experience, whenever you're shipping priority, the flat rate envelopes are always cheaper than by weight. And it's really, really weird how that works. So I would say keep shipping all of your jeans in a flat rate envelope, because even if they live in the same town as you, it's gonna be cheaper than by weight. However, just in case, yes, there is a way that you can add an additional shipping option. So in the area, when you are creating your listing, when you are in the shipping portion of creating the listing, when you opt for the flat rate envelope, right underneath, there should be a clickable link that says something like add additional shipping service or add additional service, something like that. You can then click that and it will add an additional drop down, and you can select another method of shipping that way. So if you're creating a listing, this is a way that you can opt someone to either choose from first class shipping or priority. You're giving the buyer an opportunity to select whichever method they want if they're having to pay for it. So if you want to, just in the event that shipping by weight might be cheaper than a flat rate envelope for your buyers, all you have to do is just click that little button and you can actually add as many shipping services as you want. All right. Well, that's cooking, making the brownies. Reselling on the side with Esme asks, hi, Lindey dear. Hey, Esme. Do you have a system? This one is funny. Do you have a system for not wearing the same blouse in your videos? Or just given up because people will watch regardless of your top? Love you. Thank you. So funny story. I do pay attention to how often I wear tops in videos. Maybe it's because I'm a woman, I don't know, but like that's something that I notice when I watch videos. Like I will see Thank you. I will see someone wearing a shirt and I will almost double take, wondering if I've already watched that video. Like if I'm watching a cooking video, which I love cooking videos on YouTube. If I'm watching a cooking video and I'm watching something and the person wearing it is someone who I regularly watch, if it's a similar video to other ones that they have, because like how many chicken dishes are there? You know, sometimes you mix them up. And I will question and I will be like, I already watched this video before. And so I guess that's just something that I pay attention to. But to answer your question, right now, no, I really don't pay any attention. I just try to not wear the same shirt more than once a video a month, I guess. I pay attention, but I don't pay attention. For instance, this athleisure pullover I'm wearing right now. The last time I remember wearing this shirt, I remember what video it was. It was a video I did with my husband, which I'll link. My husband helped me with an unboxing. I remember wearing this, and I don't remember wearing this in a video since. I know I probably have, but I just don't remember. I used to really pay attention. So the fast answer is no. I don't really pay attention to my shirts anymore. Although I used to. A lot. Just a lie, still kind of do. Bloop. Is that how the pros do it? Photography by Lex Anna says, do you still get excited over every sale? So here's the thing. I used to get excited over every single sale. My son would be able to tell you that we used to like, oh, this is the wrong size. At least I didn't fill it up all the way. This is the one I need. Anyway, we used to always dance around whenever the phone would cha-ching, and we would say, money, 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 money. We used to do that all the time, and it was kind of fun. And it was because he was a lot younger, and it was when my business was first picking up and everything. But then I went through a time where I really stopped doing that. And coincidentally, I was not getting as many sales as I had used to. And so correlation, I don't know, but all of that is to say, then I did that rapid switch where I went from selling all jeans to selling health and beauty. And when you do a dramatic change like that in your eBay store, your sales are going to take a dip, right? So I went through having a major dip in sales because I dramatically changed the inventory that I was selling. And so when I finally started getting those sales again, of course I was super excited, and we started, every time it would cha-ching, money, 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 money. We started doing all of that again, and the sales just kept coming. And so I don't sing every time, but I still mentally acknowledge those sales whenever they happen, because I do believe that there is a correlation between gratitude and performance. That's something that I've always believed. I think if you express gratitude, that more good things are going to happen versus having a really negative mindset and then bad things just continue to happen. Like, do you ever notice how when you stub your toe and you get really, really upset because you stubbed your toe, then a whole bunch of bad things start to happen. Like, you stub your toe and then you turn around and you knock your knee into an end table, and then you pick up your phone and you drop it. And it's just like piling on, just like all this stuff just keeps piling on, and it seems like you just have a bad day, all because you stubbed your toe first thing in the morning. That happens to me. Until I started realizing that positivity begets positivity and negativity begets negativity. And so I do realize that there is a correlation between, is there something you need? I do realize that there is a correlation between gratitude and not caring. And so whenever I do get a sale, I do try to express just a little bit of gratitude and get excited over every sale, because here's the thing. That buyer didn't have to pick your listing. You are selling on eBay with millions of other sellers and thousands, potentially tens of thousands of sellers that are selling the exact same or a similar item as you, if you're selling common items. So unless you're selling things that are rare or specialty, the buyer didn't have to pick you. So the fact that you got a sale should be celebrated. You should be grateful. You should be excited about it. And I think a lot of sellers that get caught up in the space and, a sale, I get sales all the time, no big deal. I think that will eventually come to bite sellers. I do think that everyone should be expressing gratitude for every single sale. So to answer your question, yes, I do. I still do. Christine Orozco asks, how do you go about doing inventory every year without going nuts when you have thousands of items and a huge death pile? My first initial response is, I don't, because I don't want to. But I can't say I don't, because it's not that I never do. I probably don't do it as regularly as I should. In all honesty, I should probably do it a heck of a lot more than I do. But here's the thing. Something I realized a long time ago was not everything that we do in business is something we want to do. But does that mean that we can get out of not doing it? No, you still gotta do it. Even if you don't wanna do it, you still gotta do it. And doing inventory and doing those checks is part of the job. It's something that we have to do. So you just gotta do it. You gotta do it. I always talk about, you guys always hear me talking about Mel Robbins, because I love her. But in her book, The 5-Second Rule, and in in a lot of the speeches that she's done, she talks about how she doesn't believe in motivation. And hearing her talk about it is completely 100% true. There is no such thing as motivation, because if you wait until you feel like doing everything that you do, you're never going to do it, because you never feel like doing anything. I don't know about you guys, but if I didn't have to do stuff, I would just lay on the couch all day and watch Netflix. I can't be the only one, but I do not get easily bored. I honestly don't. I am not easily bored. You know, some people on a Saturday afternoon will be like, well, I took the day off and kind of bored, so I think I'll go outside and mow the lawn. No, you will never, ever, ever catch me doing that. I don't get bored. I live to try to get bored. Like, I want to spend an entire weekend on the couch watching all of the Fast and the Furious movies, which I've never watched, by the way. But that is something that my husband and I joked about when we were all quarantined. We're like, well, what's something we can do? Well, we can watch all of the Fast and the Furious movies. We haven't got that desperate yet, FYI. That's why I still haven't watched them. But the point being is that you can't just feel like doing something. You have to do it because you need to get it done. And so when it comes to doing something like inventory, you just got to do it. You just got to commit to it. You got to tell yourself, I'm only going to do it, 4 times a year, 3 times a year, twice a year, once every 2 years. And you just have to do it. You just have to make yourself do it. And that's basically how I operate. Literally everything that I do that I don't feel like doing for my business, I still do because I have to do it. Just like taxes. We have a meeting with our CPA next week. You think I want to go talk about taxes? You think I want to go over all of my bookkeeping and make sure that I have everything in order? No. Honestly, I'd rather watch all of the freaking Fast and the Furious movies, but no, I have to do my taxes. It's part of life. It's a part of running a business. Not everything we do is fun. So to answer your question, how do I do it? I just do it because I have to. And then I reward myself by binge watching Netflix and eating brownies. Yes, I might have just realized I've never stirred this pasta, but don't worry, it hasn't burned yet. Ow! This is why I don't have a cooking channel on YouTube. Steam burns. That's what it was. It was steam. Linda Wyatt asks, on an average day, how many items do you list daily, and on an average day you ship? Love your videos. Thank you, Linda. Okay, I can give you a daily average, but I can't tell you that I list every day because I don't. I actually have help listing now. My sister-in-law helps me list, and she will do roughly 40 to 45 a day when she's here, and she is here 3 days. Whenever I list, I try to do 5 to 10 a day in between things that I'm doing. So what's the total on that? Let's say 45 times 335, about 170. If I do 35 and she does 135, that's 170. So what is that every single day? Let's use a calculator because my brain isn't working right because the steam burns. So it's roughly 24 a day on average. So 24 listings a day on average is typically what gets up for me in a week. And I will ship out on average between 8 and 12 a day. I want to say about 8 and 12 a day. I would say more accurately, I ship out about 100 items per week. So listing about 170 new listings a week, and then shipping out about 100 per week. So that's kind of the gist of where I'm at right now. Sherry Fairman asks, I can't figure out how to get my listings boosted. They sit there with no views. So there are a lot of factors that could be the reason why you are not getting any views. The first thing that I would want to know is if you're a brand new seller, because a lot of newer accounts, newer eBay accounts that are out there, they really struggle to get views on their listings because there's a lot of more experienced sellers that are favored in the eBay algorithm. I wish that it wasn't that way, but it is. A lot of newer sellers have to really compete with the big sellers and the sellers that have been on the platform for a while. Did I just splatter on myself? And you have to be able to combat the algorithm where that's concerned by having better pictures, a more competitive price. You have to have a really good sense of keywords. So that's what I would say if you're really trying to make your way on eBay and you're newer and your account doesn't have the sales history that people that have been on the platform for decades have, then you have to just be more competitive in price, have better pictures, and have really, really good keywords. And regarding pictures, if you're competing against people that are using a lot of stock photos, that just means don't use a stock photo like them. You want to stand out, you want to be a little bit different. I like using colored backgrounds as well as white backgrounds depending on the item that I'm selling, because I feel like colored backgrounds stand out amongst a sea of stock photos and a bunch of people that have white backgrounds, and people are using white backgrounds to try to give eBay and Google Shopping what they want. But I like colored backgrounds because it helps you stand out, because when someone is doing their shopping and they're scrolling through, a colored photo is going to pop out more than a white background photo. That's just my personal preference. That's just my opinion. Now, on the flip side of that, if it's not an issue with being a new seller, if there's just a lot of competition that you're having to try to work around, that would be an opportunity where I would say using promoted listings to try to get some visibility on your listings might be a really good option for you. I am not someone who really likes promoted listings. I actually did a couple of promoted listings tests and talked all about how I feel about those. I'll link those videos down below. I did a promoted listings test for 1 month, doing it one way, and then, or no, I'm sorry. I did 1 week. Trying to remember what I even did. I did a promoted listings test for 1 week, and then I did a second test throughout the rest of the month, changing it up a little bit. And I personally didn't think that promoted listings was worth the money, but if you are selling in a really competitive category with a lot of competing sellers and you're just not getting your views on your listings, doing promoted listings might be a really good option for you. Also, try running markdown sales if you haven't already, because there's something about having that markdown slash through the price that makes people click on listings a little bit more, and that helps you get views. Also, here's a cooking tip. I have a cooking tip. Well, it's not really a cooking tip, it's just something I do. But I always find pasta sauce to be really, really acidic. So I know you guys saw me drop like, jarred stuff in there, but I always like season it and stuff myself. I just use that as a base. I always add sugar. I always add a little bit of sugar to the pasta sauce because it really cuts through that really sharp, acidic tomato pasta sauce flavor. And I really like sweet basil and sweet sausage and stuff like that. And so adding a little bit of sugar to the pasta sauce just really cuts through the acidity, and it's really, really, really yummy. Cherie Cosmano asks, Hi, Cherie. I'm thinking of starting a YouTube channel and wondering how long I should make my videos to keep people interested but not too long to bore them. You're always so positive and upbeat. Thank you. I would say that the perfect length of a YouTube video is probably somewhere between 15 minutes and 20 minutes. I know that I tend to have longer videos on my channel, and it's because I like to talk a lot. I like to talk a lot. Not only do I like to talk a lot, but I like to fully explain myself. And sometimes that irritates people. And if you guys hear me say the same thing over and over again or beat a point to death, it's just because I like to be thorough and I like to make sure that I am giving all of the information that I can. So if I really believe in something, I'm going to basically beat it like a dead horse to get my point across. I also want to make sure that you guys fully understand what I'm trying to say, because sometimes I will answer a question or I'll talk about a topic, I'll discuss a topic, and then down in the comment section, I will see lots of questions because I didn't answer all of the questions when I'm discussing that topic. And so that's another reason why I tend to, whenever I answer these questions or I have a topical kind of video where I am going over a single topic and it ends up being, 30 minutes long, just like this last Wednesday, I posted a video that was 39 minutes long about a single topic. It's because I wanted to fill that video with as much information about that topic as I could to answer any potential questions that there could be. So my videos do tend to get a little long, and I'm sorry about that. A lot of you guys like the fact that it's long because you like to listen to me yak on and on and on while you work. So it serves that purpose. But I think the typical YouTube viewer probably wants closer to 15 or 20 minutes in a standard video. That's also why I try to be entertaining in these videos, because I know they tend to get long and I don't want to bore you to death. Because if y'all were bored, you wouldn't watch. And if you didn't watch, I wouldn't have an opportunity to put out these awesome videos because it would be pointless. So I really appreciate every single one of you that watches, especially those of you that watch to the end. Y'all the real MVPs. Honeybee Market asks, hi Lindey. Hello, Honeybee Market. Came over from Harry Tornado's channel. Oh yeah, Josh, he's pretty awesome. Recently, and have found great info in your videos. When selling on Facebook Marketplace, do you have people pay you immediately if they want an item? I've been stuck several times with an item I've marked as pending because someone wanted to buy it and they back out before the meetup time. So frustrating. So I actually did an entire video talking about some tips that I had for selling on Facebook Marketplace. Since you're newer to my channel, you might have missed that video, so that is another one that I will link and also pin it to the top pinned comment of the comment section. So one of the tips that I had is if you are dealing with a lot of people that are doing that kind of thing, they are committing to it and then they are, just backing out, definitely get them to pay you in advance. That is something that I started doing the closer I got to Christmas because I was selling a lot of children's toys. I would tell people that if they wanted to wait more than a day, really, that they needed to pay me ahead of time, and then they could just do a porch pickup. Meaning if there was a toy that someone wanted to purchase, but they couldn't pick it up until Friday and it was Tuesday or Wednesday, then I would say, okay, then you need to pay me Facebook Pay now and just let me know when you're gonna be here to pick it up, and I could put it on the porch and you can just grab it. And that worked. A lot of people were very receptive to that. There was also something, a big corner kitchen that I had received from Wholesale Ninjas that was in an unboxing and in that Facebook Marketplace sold video. It sold for $125, and the people that wanted to purchase it wanted me to hold it for 10 days. Yeah, no thank you. So I flat out told them I am more than happy to hold it for 10 days because they were out of town, they needed to come back, meaning they lived out of town and they were going to drive all the way here to pick it up, but they wanted to wait until they had a doctor's appointment in the area so they didn't make an unnecessary trip because they lived like an hour away. And I told them that's fine, I don't have a problem holding it, but I need you to pay for it in advance. And they were kind of happy to do that. They ended up saying, well, if that's going to be the case, we will just come and get it today. And they drove that day to pick it up and they paid in cash. So their whole mindset was, well, if I have to pay for it today, I might as well pick it up today. And so they came and did it. But it almost sets a different narrative and it makes someone's brain click in a different way when you tell them, hey, you have to pay for it now. It gives them a little bit more sense of urgency. So I would definitely have them pay in advance if they want to, pick it up at a later time, because you are missing opportunities with buyers by holding it and then them backing out, and it is extremely frustrating. Michelle Lawrence asks, hi Lindey. Hi Michelle. Recently discovered the world of reselling on eBay and have been binging your videos. Thank you. It's fun, right? I feel like this would be a great way for me to earn some side money while being a stay-at-home mom. Do you think it would be worth the effort though? Is the platform too saturated or competition too high? Now, this is actually a narrative that I see a lot of people right now having with the idea of getting into reselling. Like, is it too late? It's the same idea of, is it too late to start a social media account? Is it too late to start a YouTube video? Is it too late to invest in this stock or in this or this? Is it too late for me to get into selling? And absolutely not. It's absolutely not too late. It's not too late to do any of those things, right? Because here's the thing. Coffee pot turned off. There's just beeps everywhere. It's just so distracting. That or I'm just really distractible. It's probably that one. But you have to think of the time that we are living in right now. We are currently in the middle of a pandemic. More people than ever are ordering things online, right? The idea of buying on the internet has done nothing but exponentially increase year over year, but even more so this last year because so many people at home And so many people are avoiding going to the store that they're ordering things online. So this is the perfect opportunity to get in and start selling things online. And being a reseller and flipping stuff on eBay is, in my opinion, one of the biggest blessings that we have for living in the time that we are living in right now. If this was the early 90s or the late 80s, if you wanted to make extra money as a stay-at-home mom, what were your options? Tupperware? Avon? There was just so few options. And now when it comes to reselling, you can pick anything you want to resell. You want to pick electronics, clothing, beauty. What do you want to pick? You get to select whatever you want to sell. You could sell a little bit of all of it. You could be totally random. And not only that, but because of the pandemic, a lot of us are forced to stay home. And that means that a lot of people are unemployed. People are getting their hours cut. People need an opportunity to make money from home. And so I feel like we are also fortunate that we don't have to rely on selling Tupperware or Avon as our only two options. We have the entire internet at our fingertips. We could sell anything we want on all of these different online platforms. Not only that, but we have the ability to do affiliate marketing. I just recently talked about doing affiliate marketing through the eBay platform. Again, that's another video I'll link below in case you're interested in it. But that's an opportunity for you to make even more money selling your merchandise on home because eBay gives you a cut as a commission for advertising for them. This is an amazing time that we are living in to be able to make money from home with multiple streams of income. And I just think that it would be silly to not take advantage of it just because you are suspecting that it might be a little too oversaturated. It is absolutely not. It is the perfect time to become a reseller. Teresa Van Cleek asks, can you buy pallets of HBA from Wholesale Ninja or just up to a 500-piece lot? Thanks. Wholesale Ninjas, are you listening? So I have been asking Wholesale Ninjas multiple times if they are going to start doing pallets of HBA. And I always get the, oh, we're considering it answer. So here yet again is someone asking about pallets of HBA. If there are pallets of HBA, you better believe I'll be the first one lined up because right now we are limited to up to 500 items and we cannot buy HBA by the pallet yet, but hopefully that will be coming soon. I think I let my pasta cool a little bit too much. I wonder if it's gonna go in there very easy. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh, shh. Oh, just can't stop spilling the pasta over there. I swear if I burn those brownies, I quit. I quit. I will order DoorDash every meal from here on out. Cindy Mitchell James asks, how long did it take you to start seeing over $1,000 profit per month? I hope this isn't a rude question. No, of course not. But I just started selling. I lost my job due to illness and I need your formula and we're struggling pretty bad without a normal income. Thank you and love your vids. Well, first of all, Cindy, I'm so sorry to hear that, that you had a job loss. I'm very, very sorry to hear that. I'm really glad that reselling is there. Like I just got done rambling on about. It's an amazing opportunity to make money from home. Now, to answer your question, how long did it take to make over $1,000 a month? For me, to the point where I was actually taking it out of my business, it was at least 6 months. But in order to start turning $1,000 in profit, it took about 2 months in order to do that. But the first part of what I answered is significant because there is a difference between $1,000 profit and $1,000 that you're paying yourself. It took me 6 to 12 months before I was comfortable paying myself because there is sell-through rate, right? And until you sell through all of the inventory that you've put money into, you have capital tied up. So the first thing that I would suggest you do is try to sell as much stuff that you already own as possible to get capital to purchase merchandise for resale. That means have a yard sale or do Facebook Marketplace, sell things around your house that you're not currently using and use that money as funds to purchase inventory for resale. And then from there, depending on how much money you have, money is tight, right? You don't want to gamble with it. Now, this is the kind of situation where I would not recommend liquidation because liquidation is a gamble. Even with a company that I love purchasing with, it's still a gamble because there's no guarantee of the kind of merchandise that I am going to get is going to be a fast return. The stuff that I get might sell eventually, but some stuff sells faster than others, and there's no guarantee how fast that stuff is going to sell through. So when you do end up getting a good amount of capital in order to invest in your reselling business and buying merchandise for resale, I would recommend hand picking items, whether that is going to garage sales, going to thrift stores, looking on Facebook Marketplace for people selling merchandise, and just make sure that you are doing your due diligence and checking the resale value of those items that you potentially want to buy. So if you are at a thrift store and you see a doodad sitting on the shelf that you suspect might be worth money, look it up on eBay first to make sure that it's actually selling for a dollar amount that you can turn a profit. Pick your items individually. Be very cautious about where you put your money. Try your hardest to pick things that you know will bring a return. Something else that you can do to try to bring in a little bit of money faster is utilizing Facebook Marketplace. So Facebook Marketplace is a really good local platform. They have integrated the online shipping and everything that I am still experimenting with personally. Brownies! But it's a really good opportunity to get money fast, because when you flip something local, you could essentially get profit the same day. Like if you happen to, for instance, here's a for instance, let's say you go to Goodwill and you see a TV stand, an entertainment center, and Goodwill is selling it for $20. You can then buy that for $20 from Goodwill, put it on Facebook Marketplace for $50. It could sell in a day, and boom, you've made a $30 profit in one single day. So Facebook Marketplace is a really good opportunity for you to get profits fast. Now, eBay, Amazon, Mercari, Poshmark, all of those platforms are excellent for selling merchandise for profit. However, it is an online platform, meaning you have to wait for buyers online to find your item. But Facebook Marketplace, you can make profit in an instant. So that is something else that I would recommend. Kim Mello asks, oh no, my battery's gonna die. That just goes to show how long I've been piddling around with this pasta and brownies. Quick change, and we're back. Kind of, it's a little crooked. Straighten out. Ah, well. Kim Mello asks, hey Lindey. Hey Kim. Do you believe that starting in only one niche helps? I feel like as long as what I'm getting is a great deal to make a decent return on, why would it matter? I get the speed part of listing and it could come quicker, but what else? Thank you for all your content. So I do think when you are getting started, having just one single niche helps because of the speed of listing, and not only that, but because you are solidifying a category in eBay. Remember, eBay is all about algorithms, right? You want to show eBay that you can dominate in a category, and if you are narrowed down in one niche, that's going to help you do that even faster. That's why a store that sells only lipsticks is going to dominate in search if someone is looking for a lipstick. If you only sell 1 or 2 lipsticks a year, there's no way your listing is going to be able to compete with an entire store where all they do is sell lipstick, because they are showing eBay, we sell lipstick and we do it well, which means they're going to dominate in the algorithm. Now, that's not to say that someone who only sells 1 to 2 lipsticks a year can't compete with a store like that. It's just a lot harder. You have to be more competitive on price. You have to have better keywords. You have to have, you know, really good pictures that are different and stand out. Also, if you focus on one niche, then you are getting really good at that niche. You're really educating yourself on that niche. And then when that is almost on autopilot, if you want to move into another category, it's easier to learn that because you already know a different category so well. So yeah, there are pros and cons. And then there's the whole idea of you don't have to be settled on a niche right in the beginning, because maybe you don't know what to pick. Maybe you want to sell a lot of different things to see what you like the best, and that's fine too. So really, when it comes down to it, do you need to pick a specific niche, or can you sell whatever you feel like selling? You could do both, because here's the thing. It's your business and you have to love it. You have to like what you're listing. You have to be interested. Otherwise, stuff's not going to get listed. You're going to resent your job. You're not going to like it anymore. And that is the complete opposite of the whole point of doing this. You want to enjoy it. You want to be proud of it. And if that means that you sell in a whole bunch of different categories, that's cool. If it means that you have one specific niche that you focus on, then that's what that means, because this is your business and you need to build a business that you love regardless of what other people tell you should be doing, which kind of means that my answer to this is irrelevant, because you're going to do what you want to do anyway, and that's the way it should be. All right, you guys, it is that time. Are you ready to find out who our 13th winner is? Drum roll, please. The winner, chosen by random comment selection, is Cody Cassell. Woo! Congratulations, Cody. I have already replied to your comment. Just get with me and I will make sure that you get your free lot from Wholesale Ninjas. Cody Cassell asks, what do you do for your promoted rates? Do you do what eBay is requesting, or more or less? So this is in reference to promoted listings. And as I mentioned previously in this video, and as I mentioned in those videos that I did where I tested eBay's promoted listings, I am not a huge fan of promoted listings. Now, the reason for this is because these trending rates that eBay recommends, we have no idea if that's actually what other sellers were selecting in order to make that the recommended trending rate. So when eBay promoted listings first started, the trending rates were like 3 and 4%. Now in some categories, they're as high as 30%. It's ridiculous. And realistically, this is just us trusting eBay and saying that other sellers are using this rate, so we should do the same one to have a similar placement in search. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if I exactly believe that, because we're just taking their word for it, and this is our money. And this is the money that we are paying to eBay to advertise for us. So eBay has incentive to inflate that percentage a little bit more, which makes me less inclined to trust that that is actually the trending rate based on other sellers in that category. Not only that, but I've spoken with several sellers that claim that even only advertising a few percentages is the exact same results as when they were doing the trending ad rates. So in my experience, and from what I have heard other successful sellers that use promoted listings say, I do not think that you have to do the trending ad rate, nor do I think you need to go higher than the trending ad rate. I think that you should select a percentage in promoted listings that you are comfortable with paying eBay for advertising for you. Because when it comes down to it, that percentage that you are selecting is eating into your profits. So you don't want to pay more than you can afford to lose in profit. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and enjoy this video series, please do give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell. That way you're notified whenever I post a new video. The next episode of Frequently Asked Fridays will be posted on Friday, March the 12th. Don't forget to put your question down in the comments below to be entered to be our 14th winner.
You can keep talking.
You gonna get some lunch?
Yeah, probably.
I cooked that for you.
Thank you.
That big old pot of pasta.
Thank you so much.
The brownies are mine though.
Wait, what?
The brownies are mine.
Oh,
You touch my brownies, I'll hurt you. You have ice cream.
that's almost gone.
I just bought that. It's a gallon tub of ice cream.
Yeah. Leave a comment and like and subscribe for more content from my mother, Lindey Glenn. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. And if you dislike the video, that means you actually like the video. So actually, instead of just disliking it, just like the video, man. Just don't be a downer, bro. It's not cool, man.
He should do all of my outros for me. Anyways, thank you guys again so much for watching. I will see you guys with my next video. Bye-bye. Get a bowl of food. Stop it.